next verse in Luke is 12:51. Suppose you that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division. Matthew 10:34 says, Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Twice about sending peace. Do you think I'm come to send peace? I came not to send peace, but a sword. Luke, however, just trades that second mention with nay, rather division. So I think the best way of combining these is to put this second part of the verse from Luke, I tell you nay, but rather division, right in the middle of Matthew. So that this second part of Matthew, I came not to send peace but a sword, would be at the end of the verse. And I don't want to choose between to send division versus sending a sword. Both of those could mean important things, and I don't want to lose any meaning. So I'm going to put the first half together, but then I'll have the second half from Luke, and then the second half from Matthew. Matthew starts with think not. Luke says suppose. Suppose is pretty much a more simplified way of saying the same thing. I am going to have suppose instead of think not. And that's a question instead of a statement. Matthew only has statements. Since Luke has a question, I'll include that just to show there's something different. If I'm going to have suppose, I should have the you. That I am come to. Think not that I am come to. All those words are both. That I am come to. Luke says, give peace on earth. Matthew says, send peace on earth. I think that since Matthew has sends in the first part and the second part, I came not to send peace but a sword, and Luke only has give once, I can have both if I have give first and then send at the end. So I'm going to go with give from Luke only. Now, peace on earth is both. Matthew finishes with just, I came not. But Luke says, I tell you nay. So I'll finish with Luke and then go over to Matthew. I tell you nay, but rather division. Only Matthew. I came not to send peace, but a sword. The next verse in Matthew says, For I am come to send a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against his mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's foes shall be they of his own household. Luke says, For from hereafter there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, 2 against 3. I don't think that's anywhere in Matthew. Next verse in Luke, father shall be divided against the son, son against the father, mother against the daughter. So that would be the next verse in Matthew. The enemies of your own household. That's only Luke, so I'll put that. For from hereafter shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son. For I am come to send man at variance against his father, and daughter against mother. I'm just going to combine these two. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the father shall be divided against the son. They're from two different points of view, right? The father against the son and the son against the father. It's kind of like saying the same thing. However, it would be okay because what comes after in both, Matthew says the daughter against her mother and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Well, I guess it's not saying the daughter and mother. Luke says the mother against her daughter, the daughter against the mother. Yeah. So in Luke, it would make sense. It's saying from the mother's point of view against the daughter, and then from the daughter against the mother. And then it does it again with in-laws. The mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. So it would make sense to have a man set at variance against his father, and then have the father divide against the son. But since Luke starts with the mother twice, the mother against the daughter, and then the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and then says the daughter against the mother, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law, I'm going to start with the father dividing against the son. That way it's always from the top down. So I'll start with the father shall be divided against the son. Although if I do that, I would have to put for I am come at the beginning and then switch over to the father. And I'd have to say divided later on when I mention the son. Or the man. For I am come to set the father, or a father. No, because later on it says the mother, the mother. So I would say, for I am come to set the father against the son. Actually, Luke already has the son against the father. I think I'm just going to exchange man with son. Because in Matthew it says a man at variance against his father. So he is the son. For I am come to set the father is very succinct. It all matches. The father shall be divided against the son against the father, the mother against the daughter against the mother, the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. It all fits. I don't know how to fit this for I am come and then at variance in here when it already has be divided. You know what? I can just put the son add variance against the father. Add variance from Matthew in here. Father divided against the son at variance against the father. But still, I don't know where to put for I am come, because he says the father shall be divided. what? I do want to have that, because Jesus is saying, I came to set a man at variance against his father, which means that Jesus is not calling the whole world to unity. He's calling the world to holiness. And he's saying, I don't know how it could be more clear. If there is not holiness in your own family, do not be united with them. Do not fellowship. He said this earlier, Matthew 18. If he will not hear you, take with you one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. If he shall neglect to hear them, tell it to the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be to you as a heathen and a publican. I guess this applies to your family as well. He's not saying we need unity above all things. I've heard that before, and I've had to argue against it. Jesus did not say that. Yes, love. But even love means you can be in conflict if you are standing for what's right. So it's very important to have, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father. That's why I'm here. You need to stand for holiness. Actually, Matthew is only paying attention to the younger generation against the older generation. A man against the father, the daughter against her mother, the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. So Luke has both top down, bottom up, top down, bottom up, top down, bottom up, 3 times. Matthew has only bottom up 3 times. I can easily combine those, but still, I don't know how to put this for I am come. You know what? I can just put this in during the second iteration. The father shall be divided against the son, just like that. And then, for I am come to set the son, instead of a man, at variance against the father. Yeah, I think that's the only way to do it. I'll just have to start the way it starts in Luke. The father shall be divided against the son. Now, from Matthew, for I am come to set, instead of a man. Actually, I think I can go with a man instead of the son, because the son was already mentioned right here in Luke. Father against the son. I could say now a man against his father. It would be implied it's the same son, but it wouldn't quite fit the rest of the rhythm, which is the mother against the daughter against the mother. It's not saying the mother against the daughter and the woman against the mother. Yeah, I'll keep it how it says in Luke, the son twice. For I am come to set, not a man, the son. Matthew. At variance. I'm going to name my firstborn son Variance. Against. It hits closer to home when you say the son against his father. His father.